Something big is happening in the tech world, and India is right at the center of it. Apple, the company that makes iPhones, is moving most of its iPhone production for American buyers from China to India. Yes, by the end of 2025, every single iPhone sold in the US could be made in India. And this is not just a shift in business strategy, it's a global power move, and it's a moment that makes India's rise as a manufacturing giant and China's slow fall from Apple's throne. First, let's just understand why this is so huge. Now, for more than 2 decades, Apple has depended on China to make its iPhones. Chinese factories build almost everything: screen parts, chips, batteries, and even the final assembly. But now, the tides are turning. Why? Because of rising tension between the US and China. US President Donald Trump has promised new tariff on Chinese imports. These are like taxes that make Chinese made goods more expensive in America. Some smartphone tariffs are as high as 145% in earlier years. Now Trump is talking about even more reciprocal tariff that could hit semiconductors and electronics, everything that goes into an iPhone. Well, it's a bad news for Apple if it keeps making iPhones in China. So the company is making a big move. It's shifting production to India, where the government is really welcoming with open arms. Now, in past year alone, Apple assembled $22 billion worth of iPhones in India, mostly at Foxconn's massive factory in Tamil Nadu and at Tata Electronics too. Well, that's a 60% increase in just 1 year. Right now, 20% of all iPhones in the world are made in India. But by 2026, that number could double, and most US bound iPhones will carry a silent label: Made in India. Now, this is a huge win for India. It's proof that the country is ready for big league manufacturing. India's Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi has been pushing really hard for this through his Make in India campaign. Apple is also getting benefits from India's production-linked incentive scheme, a government plan that offers money and tax breaks to companies who build high-tech products locally. On the top of that, India is rolling out a $2.7 billion subsidy plan to boost electronics and chip production. You know why does this matter to Americans? Because they still love their iPhones. The US is Apple's biggest market. It makes up 28% of all iPhone sales. But building phones in China has become risky. Tariffs, political tension, and even supply disruption during the COVID lockdown made Apple realize something. It needed a plan B. And that plan B is now India. After Trump's tariff talk caused the Apple stock to crash, wiping out $700 billion in market value in early 2024, Apple began extorting Indian-made iPhones to the US to get ahead of the tariff deadline. In the past 3 months of 2025, Apple shipped about 57.9 million iPhones, a 10% jump from last year. Stores in the US saw a rush of buyers trying to grab iPhones before any price hit really hard. But let's be honest here, it's not just business. It's also a tech war between India and China. For years, China had all in the power. Now, Apple is shifting its loyalty, and the message is clear. India is the future of iPhone production, at least for American consumers. Of course, challenges still exist. Many iPhone parts still come from China. Experts say that moving the whole supply chain will take some time, maybe up to 8 years, to shift just 10% of Apple's production out of China. But the wheels are already turning, and every new iPhone made in India brings the world one step closer to a new global order. You must be wondering, what's iconic? Well, Trump has always said, bring jobs back to America. But in reality, America doesn't have the factories or workers to build iPhones at scale that India does. For now, Americans will depend on Indian workers to keep their iPhones coming, and this is how global power shift in assembling the lines and supply chain is going to operate. Next week, Apple will report its earnings. Investors will want answers. How much will this India shift cost? Is it fast enough? Can Apple break its deep ties with China? Well, one thing is already clear. In this iPhone tug of war, India is pulling ahead. And for Apple and America, that may be the smartest move yet.